11 months after the qualifying rounds began, the 2018 UEFA Champions League comes to a conclusion in Kiev, capital city of Ukraine. By kick-off, 70,000 fans will be packed into this, the Olympijski Stadium in Kiev. If you're watching us here on beIN Sports, 4 language options for you, also available in 4K. It is the final game of the European domestic season, the biggest game in club football, and beIN Sports are broadcasting the game around the world. In Australia and New Zealand, in Thailand and Southeast Asia, across the Middle East and North Africa, including our broadcast centre here in Doha, in Spain and France, in Europe, and across the Atlantic in Canada. And welcome along, delighted to have your company as we get ready for the biggest game in club football. With me in the beIN Sports studio tonight, Trevor Steven, a runner-up, a winner of the Cup Winners' Cup in 1985 with Everton, John Collins, a semi-finalist with Monaco, and Victor Sanchez, who won this competition with Real Madrid back in 1998. Still fresh in your memory, Victor?
Well, yes, it was big memories from that moment, and look, it was the most important. I bring you something to share with you. This is the gift we bring from that day. It's our gold medal. It was a very important moment, that Champions League title, because there were 32 years for Real Madrid without winning this title, and after this 7th one, the famous 7th one, has come in a row many more titles.
When you were running around the field afterwards, there is the medal itself, running the pitch with the medal afterwards, was there a sense of achievement that you'd achieved what you set out to do as a youngster?
You can imagine. I was 22 years old. For a former player, Real Madrid former player from the academy, reaching the first team when I was 20, winning La Liga in the first year with Fabio Capello, and the following one, reaching the final in Champions League and winning again, was like a dream become true. But that year has a very similar situation with the Real Madrid performance during this season, because we won the Champions League, but in the competition in La Liga, we were 6th in a very poor performance. Like more or less, Real Madrid this year, they are 3rd, they are finished 3rd, but very far away from the championship. But that was an extra motivation for Real Madrid, because their season depends on this final, like was in that one.
So you two are so close, you can almost touch it. Actually,
we have touched it already.
But both came so close with Rangers in, was it 92 with the Marseille year, and with Monaco in 98. It's small margins.
Yep, but getting to that final, it's a special occasion. I can't imagine winning it. That's the ultimate for any footballer, to pick up that medal. Got close, semi-final, but not close enough.
Same story, just didn't quite get over the line. Very, very close, but very jealous that you've got that, I have to say, Victor. Very jealous.
So much to get through as we build up to this final end over the next hour or so. But for right now, let's try and pack in as many numbers as we can into 2 minutes. Amazing that 2 of the biggest clubs in European football have only met 5 times. The 6th meeting, of course, the one that takes place in Kiev. Matt Critchley is in the Olympijski Stadium for us. Matt, you're finally there. How does it feel to be centre stage? I've heard 1 or 2 Liverpool fans saying today, slightly disappointed at the choice of venue. It's so big, the running track around the pitch makes it not the most intimate. Does it feel like a big occasion?
It's the biggest of biggest occasions, Andy. I think there has been problems for many fans trying to arrive from the UK. We know that flights from Liverpool, charter flights, have been cancelled over the last 24 hours. There's probably up to 1,000, maybe even more than that, Liverpool fans who faced real disappointment over the course of the last few days, finding out their flights have been cancelled. Having said that, having arrived myself today, many thousands have made the journey, and they're certainly making themselves heard around Kiev city centre right now. This is a huge occasion for them, a huge occasion for Real Madrid as well, but of course with those finals of recent years they're slightly more used to it. But for Liverpool, away from the big occasion, away from the Champions League for so long, people forget that as well, that they've not really played too much over the last decade at all in the Champions League, but to be through to the final, the big showpiece occasion, is massive for them. And just being here, with the media all pitchside, we've just had Real Madrid training for an hour or so here at pitchside, all very relaxed. Some of the players have been out there with their families, would you believe, on the pitch, the likes of Sergio Ramos with his children and his wife out there on the pitch before before the final. It's all been very relaxed. Liverpool as well looked in jovial spirit when they trained here at the stadium a short time ago. And earlier today we heard from Jurgen Klopp, and it's of course a huge occasion for him, and he spoke at length about his record in finals, which as we know is not the best, but also said for this one he just can't wait for it to begin.
Music final is really big, it's really big, and I think as a manager, you have a lot of things to do in the preparation for a Champions League final. A few things in training, but mostly the things in being convinced, being cool, being calm, whatever you want. I'm pretty sure I was much more excited that time. After the game, I knew that I want to have this opportunity again. Took a while, but now I'm here because my boys gave me that chance again, and I'm really happy being here with this group of players. They fought so unbelievable hard for this, and I really think they deserve it to be here, and it feels good. I'm really proud of them already, and now let's play football. If a lot of people think that Zinedine Zidane has not a lot of knowledge in tactical things, then, because a lot of people think the same about me, that would be really funny. If two coaches are in the final, I have no clue about tactics. What would that say about the game, eh?
Two managers who know nothing about tactics, apparently. Two managers through to the Champions League final. As I said, Jurgen Klopp in good spirits. As for Zinedine Zidane, he was asked by a journalist who was better, could they compare themselves, Zidane and Klopp, and he said, what, as a manager or as a player? He said, I think I was slightly better as a player. I think that's a fair comment indeed from Zinedine Zidane, but he did have good news on the injury front. We know there's been one or two concerns for Real, the likes of Dani Carvajal, who's been out for a couple of weeks or so, only returned against Villarreal last week, and he's trained here and looks okay to start the game. And as for a certain Cristiano Ronaldo, who of course himself has had some ankle problems of late, picked up in that game against Barcelona, Zidane says Ronaldo is more than ready.
Well, I think he's doing great. But if he's doing 140%, that's fine as well. He's looking great. This is going to be our last training session today, and tomorrow will be the last match in the season. And you have to know, you must know that he lives for these matches, to play these matches. That's what his life is all about. We're so delighted to be able to be here again at another Champions League final. And remember, this moment, today, tomorrow, we're not going to live it again. It's going to stay in the past. We'll be there to live other things in football. But today and tomorrow will never be repeated. So clearly we have to make the most of it. So tomorrow, yes, we might be a little bit under pressure, but that's life. It's good to feel emotions and to feel excited. That's what we are, human beings. We are pure emotion. And if I'm under a little pressure, so what? Even better, it's more beautiful.
Well, Real Madrid trained here inside the stadium just a short time ago. I think it's important to reiterate just how relaxed they look, just how relaxed they are right now, because they're so used to big occasions like this. As we know, their third final in 4 seasons, and all eyes really, as I said, on Cristiano Ronaldo. Just a wonderful goal-scoring record yet again, another season where he's continued to impress. 15 goals in the Champions League so far this season for Cristiano Ronaldo. He'd scored in every round until the semi-finals. He came unstuck, so to speak, against Bayern Munich, but he looked in fine fettle and fine form here, scoring a few goals in the warm-up session that they had. They had some shooting practice as well, Real Madrid, and as I said earlier, it's difficult to really explain just how at ease they seem with this situation, when they can have laughing and joking on the pitch, they can have their family members in and around the stadium and be hugging and kissing them at pitch side. It all just seems like, in some respects, just another game for Real Madrid. Of course, they're desperate to win their 13th European crown, but this looks like an occasion that they're very much embracing. And I think Liverpool as well themselves will try to stay relaxed, although the pressure is perhaps more on them, less experience. No one in their squad has played in a Champions League final before, so perhaps more intensity, more focus on Liverpool. But this has all the ingredients, guys, of what should be a remarkable game.
Absolutely, very much looking forward to that. Matt, don't go away. We'll speak to you again very shortly. We need to take a very quick break. When we come back, we'll have a look at how the two sides could potentially line up for the final
Champions League trophy.
Salah has really had a brilliant season, and he's playing at a very high level, and we need to respect him. But I think we need to keep in mind every Liverpool player in this final. But yes, we need to congratulate Salah for his season.
Yes, it has been a record-breaking season for Mohamed Salah as he looks to finish the campaign on a high note in Kiev.
Very, very excited. You know, it's a dream to come true. So now we play in the Champions League final. Everyone is excited in the city and the club and ourselves. So everyone is excited. It means a lot. It means a lot. I don't know what to say exactly, but you know, to win the Champions League, it's something different. I think the key is the hard work. I always work hard. So yeah, I think the only thing is I can say is the hard work. It's not just me, it's for everyone. Everyone has the confidence, that's why we score many goals in all the competitions. But it's not just about me, because I think he's not only my friend, he's a friend of everyone in the team. They won it 3 times last 4 years, so they have experience to win it again, to win the Champions League. They know how to win it before. But you know, as I said, it's one game. It's one game. It's not two. So we just need to focus. Don't think about anything happened in the past. They won it 3 or they won it 4. No, just when you go to the game, it's 11 against 11. Just you need to focus in the game, to work hard, and yeah, do our job.